Stranded was pretty good, right? I mean, I certainly liked it quite a bit. It was not only fun and pretty dang interesting, but had some great reveals in it too. There's of course the big reveal that everybody knows about, the reveal of Pink Diamond's design at the very end of the second episode of Stranded, the episode Jungle Moon, and there were some other minor reveals here and there that I do plan to break down at some point and really talk about. But there was one that I haven't seen a ton of people talking about in length, even though people did notice it and are interested. And that's the reveal that the orb-shaped object on Earth's moon base is not unique to Earth's moon base. We see another derelict version of the same object on the Jungle Moon moon base. This gives that object a sort of renewed relevance, and makes this the perfect time to talk about the theories that I have regarding what that object could be. And thankfully the events of Jungle Moon have helped me to refine that theory. I've been surmising for quite a long time that it's some kind of power source, that it is a very large gemstone that is used to power the moon base and all of its operations. We see gemstones powering gem technology all over the place. After all, that's what Lapis Lazuli was doing to the mirror, among other things. That mirror was a piece of gem technology, and she was powering it. But we also know that not all gems are sentient, like the crystal gems or the homeworld gems who have been opposing them. The surprise that the crystal gems showed when they realized that Lapis Lazuli was a sentient gem proves that gems do not typically use sentient gems as power sources. It's been my theory for quite some time that they grow gemstones specifically without any higher reasoning functions, without any brain programmed into them, so to speak, to use as batteries to power their technology. It would explain why the orb-shaped device is in the center of its own room, similar to like the engine core from a Star Trek series. It is given a position of central importance because it is centrally important to the function of the facility. Either the derelict sphere had to reactivate, and we just never actually saw it do so, or some sort of backup power source in the console had to kick in to replace it. But if it really is a gem, if it really is a very large gem used to power these very large installations, and probably other gem installations elsewhere as well, different types of gem installations other than just moon bases, that means that it is, technically speaking, something else as well. After all, gems aren't just power sources, and they aren't just people. They're also computers. We know this as well from looking at Lapis Lazuli and her time in the mirror. We know that the original purpose of that mirror, the original purpose of that technology, was to display gem history. But looking at Lapis's story of how she ended up in the mirror, we can tell definitively that the information is not stored on the mirror, but on the gem powering it. That the mirror is just a display device. Lapis says that the homeworld gems who mistook her for a crystal gem put her in the mirror so that they could interrogate her about quote-unquote her base and quote-unquote her leaders. But there is no reason why they would do this. There is no reason why they wouldn't just question her, unless putting her in the mirror in some way compelled her to display information that she knew. This would mean that the mirror itself is a device which recalls information from the gem stored upon it. The homeworld gems thought they could use it to force Lapis to recall information about the crystal gems, and when that failed, not realizing that it was because she wasn't a crystal gem, she effectively became abandonable material. This means that if this is a giant gemstone that is the power source for the facility, it might also be the computer core for the facility as well. And if that's the case, then we have the answer to one of the most interesting questions presented to us in the Stranded special. And that is the question of exactly how did Stevonnie see one of Pink Diamond's memories? Unless we want to make the huge logical leap that Pink Diamond is both not dead, despite dozens of eyewitnesses, and is on that moon base, or at least somewhere on that moon itself, then there must be some explanation for how Stevonnie was able to have that dream. Now, I do think it's cool that the fact that Stevonnie is half Connie, that this time it was an emotional similarity between Connie and her experiences and the subject and their experiences, in this case Pink Diamond's, which allowed for that empathic connection, where in the past it's only been Steven's experiences which have allowed him to connect with people. I.e., if it had only been Steven there and not Stevonnie, that connection never would have been made. But that doesn't explain what Stevonnie was connecting with. I think it was this sphere. I think that either through some function of the sphere itself, perhaps it has a built-in recording device that even goes so far as to record the thoughts and emotions of the gems in the facility, or through some power of Pink Diamond herself to project her thoughts and emotions onto other gems. That when she had that strong desire for a colony and that big outburst of emotion, when Yellow Diamond effectively told her no, that memory and the emotions associated with it were imprinted upon the sphere's internal crystal hard drive. That the presence of a gem in that moon base after so long caused the sphere to wake up, so to speak, and that Connie's experiences allowed Stevonnie to connect emotionally with that memory and see it play out in their mind from the perspective of Pink Diamond. This is super interesting because of what it means for the sphere back on Earth's moonbase. It could have information on it that the crystal gems might need in a future mission. Information on the diamonds. For all we know, it could have information key to unlocking the identity of White Diamond, to revealing her to us, or to revealing things about Pearl's past that Pearl can't reveal for herself. It's a super interesting prospect, and I certainly hope they make good use of it. If, of course, this theory turns out to be true. What do you guys think of this theory? Is it a good one, or is it no better than a derelict sphere? Let's get a discussion going in the comment section down below, or over on my new Discord. Link in the description. Either way, this has been AJ22, and I will talk to you guys later.